I just take a moment to think about the moments I live my life and just to see the experience I've felt. You got to understand when I see someone, loved ones, buried, it's like I'm buried alive. You don't understand this things I seen in my life of exclamation of literally seeing this person as a toddler and then seeing him as a grown man, loved by his loved ones and loved by me. And you got to understand he's part of a crew. He's very hard to see. So you got to understand when I see this happening in my life, this is such a hard struggle for me to explain the feelings I'm feeling and words that's supposed to come out of my mouth. So you got to understand when I'm going through these emotions and these feelings of seeing a friend, a loved one, being buried alive, I connect and I understand this has got to be sorted. This way is not supposed to be. I want to see life flourished like a flower blossom in the air, like a petal flying through the sky. I don't want to see the ashes of nanos in my mind. I want to see love and literally share this love with my heart. Desires this all the way there. You got to understand when this is buried alive, it's just hard for me to see through the night. Seeing those stars looking like ashes, not a bling in the sky to literally put my heart in a peace and mind it needs. You got to understand when you see somebody buried alive and the struggles, barriers, and prisons like a wall is shutting in. It's like just the air I'm breathing when they have scratches on the coffin of the doors saying, I want out of here, let me free. I'm a loved one. I got friends and people who need me too. I don't need to be stuck in here, stuck in this prison with these walls around me. You got to understand, even this prison of skulls don't even get me there, of love to see that ever happen again. It's a crime, I know, and needs to be forgiven a certain way. It's fair and loved by everyone who knows me by being buried alive. I understand this is how I feel. This is how it goes. I'm trying to explain an emotion I don't experience myself. I just know how the expression goes. So I'm trying to share a love I don't really want to share, but literally I need to share it because I need to bottle it out with a tear of my head. This eyes is bleeding blood for using this sight so much. You got to understand when I feel this pain, it's literally of a loved one, somebody from my clan, my tribe, my love. You got to understand where I'm coming from. You got to understand where this is coming from. And you got to understand this is not freedom or respect. When someone speaks their minds and lets you know how they feel, that's like a family explaining themselves, not a lover who wants to find you in bed. It's someone who literally explains himself fairly with respect. You got to understand the words I'm trying to explain is very hard for me to express because my heart is not there. It's I take this in vain and I don't care. You got to understand this is harsh for me to say because it's so much love I see every single day of training to become a better person, to find me a better way, for desires never to end. So you got to understand my loved ones wasn't there. I was by myself, trapped somewhere. There was no love to be found, just a curse in a bottle, and even tears to be heard or seen or loved. So you got to understand, I loved her very much. My love, my job, my family, and the little ones are left behind. You got to understand this love is trying to explain a love I cannot explain because it's so hard to be buried alive with no love and shame, no sorrow in my heart. You got to understand I drank this in vain. You got to understand you got to flatten everything so you start again. You build a temple correctly and fair so it stands for the time and dust forever and ever fair. So I'm just trying to explain something I cannot explain because I haven't gone through this. This is just a love I'm trying to share because I got a tear of a bottle of blood I cannot drink anymore. So I'm just trying to be fair and explain this love I don't want to really see ever again. Much love, Zil Beef. Have respect for kind.